Hi everybody, this is Jeevanandam. Welcome to the presentation on operators in C++. This is another chapter of C++. Let us see what it's inside. See, these are all the session objectives. Today we are going to see. There are some topics available: constants, variables, declaration of variables, and initialization of variables. Types of operators: arithmetic operator and expression, relational operator and logical operator, conditional operators, and resolution of scope resolution of operators. Let us see one by one. Directly we do not get into the operators. Before that we want to know what are all the character sets and data types available into the C++. Then only we have to be move on further. So we have a character sets into the C++, similar to the C programming. Let us have the alphabets, digits, and special characters. These special characters and alphabets we are already used in a C programming. The same thing we are also here used for C++ programming too. Capital alphabets, capital A to Z, so lowercase of A to Z, then digits 0 to 9, and other special characters also we can use included into the C++ programming. C++ constant. The constant in the sense it is a non-volatile thing. Volatile in the sense it is a changeable. Non-volatile in the sense it does not changeable. There are two types of a constant into the C++: numeric constant, and another one is character constant. The numerical constant can be segregated into two types: integer and real. Then character constants also can segregated into the two types: single character constant and string constant. These are all the example we are seeing here. Integer constant we are using the normal number and digits. The real constants also we are using the signed and unsigned numbers for the real numbers. And single character constant we are having the normal alphabet, and also the special symbols we are used to mention the constant character. And string constant we are grouping up of the various types of a characters called string. Those strings also we can mention that as a string constant. There are some rules for framing the variable. We may refer that as identifiers rules. The first letter must be the alphabet. After the alphabet, we can use two numbers and special digits other than underscore, which means that underscore we can use and other symbols we cannot be used. And after that, there is no blank space and white space available into the variable name declaration, and no special characters available. Variable name should not be a keyword. It does not be a keyword. Then it must be in a 32 characters. The length of the variable must be in a 32 characters. The variable names are case sensitive. The C programming and C++ programming, both the thing are case sensitive, which means that all must be the lower cases. By using the escape sequence, we can mention the particular formatting output into our output screen. We can frame the output by our own creativity. For that, we have the escape sequence. Let us see one by one. Slash b is backspace, slash f form feed, slash n. Most we are using the slash n by escape sequence. We need to enter and format our output in a new line. For that, we are using the slash n, and kind of that we are also having the slash r, slash t, and as a single quotation, double quotation, and null values, and vertical backslash, and forward backslash, and alert message, alert bell. Okay, these are all the thing. Slash a for the alert. These are all the thing we are using as a escape sequence characters. By using this, we can format our own output. So this is the structure of a C++ programming. C++ programming is the object-oriented programming. We do not have the similar structure for every programming. For also, we can follow the rules for writing the C++ programming structure. First of all, we need to pre-process the directive hash header file. We can use hash directive files. Header files we can declare. The header file must be vary from the C to C++ programming. Let us see what it is into the further slide. And after that, followed that, we can use the global variables by using the hash defined directives. And followed that, we can use the classes and class names, class structures. So this is a class structure, class name, and into that we are declare the access specifiers, whether it is a public or private. But default access specifier of the class is private. Why? Because it does not be shared with other classes. If we want to share, we can use the public access specifiers. And at the end of the classes, we need to use the semicolon. This is a structure of a class syntax. And followed that, we may declare the void main function. And main function itself, we can call the class member and functions of a classes. And followed that, we have a input and output statement. At last, we have to close the curly braces. So this is a structure of a C++ programming. The header file must be using the preprocessor directives, which means it uses the hash file exploration. For exploring the hash file, we need to follow the particular directive information. So for that, we need to use the hash symbol. By using that, we can mention the header file into the C++ programming. The header file hash iostream.h. Into the C program, we are using the standard input output.h, but it is a different from differ into the C++ programming. Instead of the std standard input output.h, we are using the iostream.h into the C++ programming by using the hash directive. Then there are command lines must be available similar to the C programming. Double slash we are using to mention the command line for the programmer. Then what is the statement we are including into that, and based on that we have to be execute the programming furtherly or proceed further for the non-completed programs. For using this, we can use the command line. And this is a compiling and running program. How it is happening into the C++ programming, let us see deeply. We are having the preprocessor hash directive file as a header file, and that must be included into the source code of a file, and both the file can be connected to the compiler. The compiler must be converted entire the thing to the into the object file. Those object file must be the contains only zeros and ones for reading by the machine. The machine can read only the binary files. Those kind of a file is called the object file. Then the object file can be send it to the linker. The linker must be used to generate the actual object file as a executable file. And finally, our source code and header file can be included to make executable thing into the C++ programming. This is how the C++ programming can be compiled and running into the running the output, running the source code of our programming. Then another thing, we are seeing the data types into the C++ programming. There are two kind of a data types we are having into the C++, primary data type and secondary data type. We already know about the similar primary data type into the C programming: character, integer, float, double. And these are all the main primary data types we are using for the entire C and C++ programming. Kind of that also we are having the structure, union, pointer, and enum. These are all the secondary data type into the C++ programming. Similar that C programming, we are also having the data types into that. Let us see what it is actually. The header file must be using the preprocessor directives, which means it uses the hash file exploration. For exploring the hash file, we need to follow the particular directive information. So for that, we need to use the hash symbol. By using that, we can mention the header file into the C++ program. Then the secondary data type. The secondary data type, we are here as a type def. Type def. The type def is a definition of a type, what it is actually. that is we are using into the C++ programming. We are not have into that into the C programming. Then another one is enum. Enum is a enumerated data type. The enumerated data type mentioned the number into the particular alphabets, month and week kind of the data. We are included into the enumerated data type. These are all the things we have as a secondary data type into the C++ programming. And let us see what are all the operators available into the C++ programming. The same kind of operators we are having into the C programming, that is also we are having into the C++ programming. Those 8 operators we are also having into the C++, and in under one more operator we are having as a extra thing into the C++ is a scope resolution operator. And other than that, we are all similar operators we are have as a C programming and C++ programming are same. See here, arithmetic operator, relational operator, logical operator, assignment operator, increment and decrement operator, conditional operator, bitwise operator, and special operator. These 8 kind of operators also we are having as a operators into the C programming, which is also has into the C++ programming. One more special operator we are having here as scope resolution operator. Then let us see one by one what it is actually. See the arithmetic operators. The arithmetic operators we already know about it. We are having the addition and subtraction, multiplication, division, and modulo division operators. From the schooling itself, we are using these operators for doing the basic mathematical calculations. And see the meaning and examples of arithmetic operation into the window. By using that, we are using the programming. We are doing the programming into the C programming and C++ programming. Then next one is relational operator. The same kind of a relational operator we are also here into the C++ programming is less than, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to, not equal to, and equal to. These are all the things used to comparing the 2 numbers or 3 numbers, and based on that we have to produce some result for into the programming. So we having the relational operators. Then logical operators. The logical operators we are having here for checking the conditions two or more in a single statements. For that we are having the logical operators. The similar operators also available into the C programming. Same operator we are also having into the C++ programming. See the logical operators and or not. This can be used to check the 2 or more conditions into the single statement itself. And the increment and decrement operator, unary plus and unary minus, this can be incrementing the given value by 1 and decrementing the given value by 1 based on the symbol. Conditional operator. The conditional operator mentioning the expression 1 as a condition, and it must be a true in the sense it will be moved to the expression 2. If it is false in the sense it will be go to the expression 3. This is a conditional operator. Based on the condition it will be switch over the output statement. And the assignment operator, we are also having the assignment operator into the C programming. Same thing we are also here into the C++ programming. The equal to symbol used to assign the value from the left side to right side of the value. Always the left hand side variable can be you assigned the particular value and the information to the right hand side value, and based on that we are having the assignment operator, and it uses using the shorthand assignment operator also. The x plus equal to 1 is it implies x equal to x plus 1, kind of that we are also having the shorthand arithmetic operators into the C++ programming too. And bitwise operators. The bitwise operators we are having for checking the particular bit oriented operation into the C++ programming, kind of that we are having the ones complement, left shift, right shift, and bitwise and bitwise or and bitwise XOR operation. The same thing followed into the C programming we are also having here into the C++ programming for performing the bit oriented operation into the C++ programming. The bit oriented operation in the sense it will be deals only the binary information that can be processed by using these operators. Then the special operators, we are also having the pointer and comma operator. So we are also here into the C++ programming. Then last one is a scope resolution operator. The scope resolution operator is used to define the member function that can be defined the outside of the classes. Within the class itself also we can define the function, user defined function, and also we can extend the program by using the scope resolution operator. Based on that, we have to be define the member function of the class into the outside of the classes. For that we are using the scope resolution operator here. So this is a special scope resolution operator. This is a special operator we are seeing into the C++ programming. The two colons must be placed together. That is called the scope resolution operator. And another thing we are going to see, unformatted output statement. So these are all the unformatted output statement, which is get character, get character statements, and get ch, put char, get and put function. These are all the output of unformatted output statements we are using, included into the C++ programming statements. It can be read and write the characters of the input and output statements. Then let us see the basic formatted input and output statement into the C++ programming. Why? Because the C++ programming formatted output and input statement must be the difference one from the C programming. Into the C programming, we are using the input statement as a scanf statement. We are using the scanf statement for input statement, but into the C++ programming, we are using the cin for input yeah, cin as a input statement. For that, we have a syntax cin left shift, that must be mentioned the variable name. Then what variable name we have a value want to get from the user, we can mention that variable followed the left shift. The cin and left shift variable name, this is a syntax. Based on that, we are having the example here: cin name and age, salary. Those things we have to be get by simply using the cin statement. This is a formatted input statement into the C++ programming. And the formatted output statement of a C++ programming is cout. Into the C programming, we are using the printf statement simply, but into the we are having the different kind of a input and output statement. Here we are using the output statement as a cout. The similar to that cin, we are using the cout, and it must be uses the right shift of the symbol. Then that must be getting the particular double quotation characters, double quotation statement of things that must be displayed into the output screen based on the user's need. See the example: cout, the name is, and we have displayed as a name. The variable name, the variable is a name here. The variable name, we are getting the particular value, and it will be displayed into the output screen after the name is statement. Kind of that, we are using the cout statement. This is a formatted output statement into the C++ programming. See, this is an example program for formatted input and output statements by using the C++ programming. Into the C++ programming, we are having the formatted output statement as a cout and formatted input statement as a cin. By using that keywords, we are getting the value and displaying the output statement into the output screen. This is an example program. And another simple program, we are using the const keyword. The const keyword is used to declare the global declaration of a values, and based on that, it can be give the length of the array into the main programming. By using this, we are doing the simple programming here. See the window. This is a time we can say the thank you for watching the video. If you are like the video, like and share the video. If you are not subscribed to the channel yet, do subscribe. Thank you.